He married her. I'm pretty sure he married his. We bring it to yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Lord, stop. Somebody. Oh, I know. We seem to go by, oh, we're got us. No. My brother. I dug up his dog between him and the wife. I bet five. I reckon they should. Everything.
All right. Going to get the work session kicked off. First item, sponsorship of the Sheffield High School football team's lift-a-thon. They're asking for $500, and we could do more, but we got this flyer this morning, and I didn't print it off. I didn't print it off, and but I mean, it's a muscle-bound Sheffield football player lifting weights, and it's a lift-a-thon. It's pretty self-explanatory. But it was May 14th, so we couldn't wait.
So does that money just go to the football team?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And any other questions about?
Okay, we started off with that note. There you go.
If y'all's consensus is that you want to put it on, add it onto the agenda, we need to do that in this process here. We can add it in.
Okay.
And so Lisa, have we done this in the past each year?
I don't. You.
Okay, listen. Okay.
Something we've never done before.
I think they're very.
Okay.
And then bids concerning the pressure washer for Sheffield 365. This is for the 10 main corridors. Beast Rig's going to be here by the end of the month. Yeah. And and I'll be sharing update pictures. The fella constructing the Beast Rig has sent me some updates of its current progress. I'll be sharing that on social media coming up this week. Keep everybody informed about what's going on that. And also Sheffield High School's digital media class has made hype videos for us. And instead of trying to mesh all those together into one super duper pint video. I'm just gonna push out all of them individually over the course of, between now and the end of the month. But as it turns out, we have a $30,000 threshold on, a job or a project. So to send out bids. So we'll be sending a bid package for, use of that and the EPA compliance and those 10 main corridors using the B stream.
So Mayor, this work is separate from the 365 with,
It's part of it.
it's part, okay.
It's part of it. This is the initial 10 corridors. Starting at the bridge. Hopefully, if we get the state to comply, we might have to start at the first intersection there, and go down Jackson Highway and skip the bridge corridor for now until, we get the state on board. But, one way or the other, when we come back around, down Hatch Boulevard, hopefully we'll have them on board by then. And, but it turns out that job was going to exceed the threshold to kick out bids. I'll send that bid package out in the morning to 4 different vendors, at least. And then we've got Chief Mothership discussing Tango as a part of our city's communication and public safety infrastructure and purchasing used tailgate mounted sand spreader with an auger. I saw a Tango app in practice the other day when I was at the fire station, and it came over that app before it came over the loudspeakers. And so, Chief, you want to?
The city needs to hear you, Chief. They need to hear your voice.
The Tango app is, it's just gonna supplement our radio system. We have a lot of areas in the city that the radios are kind of sketchy. And, this turns every cell phone in the department. So if you're wherever, anywhere in the country, your cell phone works, you got radio contact with your city. That's what it's for. And as far as the tailgate spread, it's, summer. We don't really need it right now, but it would come in handy. I got a pretty good deal on this. Launders, father that's in the business up north, and that's what this one.
Now, we got one at the street park. Have you seen that?
Now we
This
have
will be a
this
second one. Okay.
This one goes on the back of the dump truck, so we don't have to feed it. We just raise the bed and feed it.
Okay.
So those are the only two things we got. Everybody have questions?
Tango. We're just talking about it, or is the information about it in your calls and stuff like that? It's in there. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I saw this in practice. It came over that app before, they got a call and it dinged on the app before it came over the loudspeakers at the station. Maybe, certainly an effective. Any questions, you guys?
Mayor, before we get to the meeting agenda, I do, so Lisa, you mentioned we need to add the football team if we want to do that. And I just see the date there, so it's time sensitive. We need to do that today, right? If that's something that I want to do.
Yeah, either of these that you guys want to add, we need to do that before we move into the agenda.
And then the auger in question here is $600. For that piece of equipment.
Megan, do you have any idea, so the fund that we operate from, as far as donations and everything, do you have any idea approximately what the amount is in that fund? Yeah, she needs the microphone, please. There you go.
I don't think we've really paid anything else out of that fund since the last one I paid it to you guys.
Did 14, 15, somewhere around there.
somewhere in there.
And then the pressure washing, where would that come from? So we're talking approximately general fund. Okay, so it's that.
So we may end up, let's just see your name we may end up creating a separate section in the general fund for Project 365 related expenses so that we can better track those and keep up with those.
Okay.
And just create a section in the income statement.
Right. Because I plan on bragging about the ROI later on, so let's do that.
Okay, also on that spread. Put that on there.
If we're gonna do it tonight. Yeah, or like, is that time sensitive? I mean, is it something he's actively trying to sell and we're a player in that, or is that something if we come at that on the 18th, we're still.
We're just trying to get paid back. Sorry if you don't feel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. You didn't see, I'm sorry. Rita forgot to put the tango. That's what
We need to add that as a resolution as well. Okay. And then, of course, the resolution.
Where's that, it's $29.95 for the Tango. Is that, where does that, but where does that come from?
With, that's a service that,
That is a 3-year license, by the way. Yeah.
Does
Does that come out of the general fund? Or does that come
yes,
out?
it subscriptions in the fire department section of the income statement.
Okay.
So, I have no problem with adding these to the resolutions. That's up to you all.
And that's it. Work session, guys.
Are we gonna?
Yes. Or 9 or 8, yeah.
So he just lit the phone.
And then 9 will be the tango. And then 10 will be the.
We can have a resolution on the bid package going out for that project.
Thank you. We'll have that to you and then like.
Okay. So to review tonight's agenda. We have one proclamation. We recognize, we have an ordinance, an amendment to our zoning ordinance. Permitted uses to add tattoo parlors in B3 by special use permit only. The resolution, you guys. So right now we have in our B3, which is business zone for downtown, our designated entertainment district is B3. It's no different other than its location in B1 or B2. I'm sorry. It's no difference in B2. The only difference is where it's located. And
Where is this?
this is going to be on the corner of
the raised gallery.
It used to be.
Yeah, the great house
Great
one,
Gallery.
yeah.
Fourth and Montgomery.
On the same side of the street and, across the corner of the street from, Ground Home Coffee. And that comes with, that came to planning commission. Planning commission had a favorable
Unanimous.
recommendation,
It's unanimous.
unanimous. To allow that, it's allowing, it's not changing the ordinance, it's allowing this particular occasion to be used for special permit. If they leave, then the rules reverts back to what it was. So it doesn't necessarily change the rules permanently for everybody. It's a special use.
Thank you.
Just for clarity. Can you just clarify, so does that mean a business wants to come in, this is an exception for the business, if the business leaves it,
Correct.
it goes back?
Correct. Yeah, we felt like, this particular case was, warranted the special use. I think there'll be an asset to our downtown. And resolutions, consider the employment of Roy Tucker as a laborer in the street department. And consider approval regarding supplemental appropriations to the Colorado Animal Services in the amount of $7,800, which we finally clarified that was the total amount annual that we're doing right now. It's earmarked for their building fund to pay off their building, which they've done, and we're just removing that earmark but continuing the same amount of money. Basically giving them the ability to use those funds to cover raises.
We talked about it last
Yeah,
time.
we just didn't know the exact amount, or it was unclear. So, yeah,
You were talking.
and, but it turns out we had the number right. We're just a little unclear of how it got there, so. We consider the approval of reimbursement in the amount of, $258.83 to Ian Wallander for mileage to Alabama EMA training in Clinton, Alabama. Consider the approval of the following expenses in the street department for Class A CDL permits for Herschel Schultz and Jalen Polk, $67 even each. Consider approval of purchasing a used tailgate mounted sand spreader with an auger in the amount of $600 for the street department. And consider approval of reimbursement in the amount of $361.38 to Constance Finch for mileage to Alabama League of Municipalities Convention. Something like that. That makes sense. And consider approval of expenses to Simpson's Collision Repair for repair of Stephanie Pride's car, damage of rock thrown by street department in the amount of $1,512.60. So, yeah, there's police report. It's something we vetted the cost, and
Calls from, it's legislation. We have a quote from Simpsons that the lady brought in. There's a police report in there also. I've spoken with Simpsons, and this is what it takes, because where the rock hit, they would have to blend the paint all the way on that side of the car in order for it to look decent. So this is the cost, so that's what we have on here is to reimburse her, or we're going to pay it to Simpsons once it's fixed.
And where would these funds come to reimburse this? Just curious.
That comes out of our insurance, comes out of the general.
Clients, okay.
and it's below the deductible threshold,
Right.
so we're going to pay it out instead of put it on.
Can I ask something just come on? Yes, sir. I'm sure y'all, Arthur, I'm sure you went and looked at this. It's just something that, I mean, everybody don't know me, but I know a lot. And I've had people claim I've done stuff like that, and you can tell looking at it, and it's been there before.
It looked fresh.
Okay.
And she stopped.
Okay, I mean, I'm not questioning her, I mean, I know how, cause I mean, like I said, I'm going right through.
And that happens.
That,
That happens.
But she
We did good.
and she did stop at the time and go back.
okay, yeah, I mean, that's what I, yeah.
And they did the report.
Okay, I mean, I'm not questioning her, just, I'm just asking. Question. Are you have Okay.
And we want to consider approval of $500 to the Sheffield High School football team lift-a-thon. And then we want to consider giving me permission, or the mayor permission, to kick out a bid package.
So number 9, taken, there you go. Number 9, take that go.
Yeah, we can jump on it.
So we want to consider the expense of $2,995 for a 3-year contract for a Tango bubble application for the fire department. And then number 10, consider giving the mayor authority to send out a bid package concerning pressure washing for the initial 10 corridors on Project 365. And finally, number 11, executive session to discuss good name and character of civil service.
Mayor, that, no, the Tango, that's how much it is a year, each year. Because if you look back at the price and it says, like, one part of it is $14.95 per year for 3 years. Right? Now, that's the year.
Well, they threw it off when we had a unit price. Okay.
So that'll be yearly for 3 years.
Oh, it's a 3-year contract and it's $2,995 per year.
Yes.
Oh, that's not as good.
Sneaky bias, chief.
I almost got it. All right. So with that, anything else?
I do have a question.
Yes.
So does the amendment for the zoning ordinance, does that have to go tonight? It's just a question. I just don't feel like I'm prepared enough to, so it has to be,
If it doesn't go to, if it goes tonight, then it can go on to the, Board of Adjustments, Thursday night. But if it doesn't, then this business is gonna have to wait a whole another month before this can be heard again, right? Okay, but it's gotta be approved tonight in order for it to be advertised for the 15 days for it to be,
and it has to be unanimous, is that correct?
No.
no.
What has to be unanimous with those three?
No, unanimous, civil service position has to be unanimous. Rest of it's majority.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, with that, we'll call to order, call the general meeting to order. Join us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Spread.
Dear God, we come to you tonight with hearts full of gratitude. God, I thank you for all the people here tonight, those watching online, those in attendance. I thank you for the people of this city. We're one people, we're one city, for all people. God, I pray, thank you for the many blessings that you've given us and the future blessings that we have and the excitement that we have in the future of our city. Be with us tonight in our discussion. In your name I pray. Amen.
I need a motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Need a motion for approval of the minutes from our council meeting, April 20th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same.
Yeah, you're good.
We have a proclamation for Race Amity Day. The purpose of Race Amity Day is the cultivation of friendship, which is amity, among all people, regardless of race. That is its key tool as well as its end goal in advancing access, equity, social justice, and unity. It began in 1921 as a national cooperative effort among the NAACP, Unitarian Fellowship, and the Baha'i Faith. This will be the 105th year of the organization's history. The purpose of Race Amity Day is to recognize that the people of our nation are its greatest assets. Further, the purpose is to recognize that our nation is comprised of multicultural, multi-ethnic, multiracial citizens, and to encourage friendship, collegiality, civility, respect, and kindness among them. Race Amity Day is a day to celebrate the commonly shared ideals of the collective citizenry of our nation by encouraging communities across the United States to reflect on the beauty and richness of the diverse peoples with a spirit of amity, defined as friendship and good feeling toward one another. Sponsors of Race Amity Day include a number of churches, religious, and civic organizations, Shoals chapter of the American Association of University Women, Shoals Interfaith Council, Shoals Ministerial Alliance, NAACP, First Presbyterian Church of Florence, Baha'is of the Shoals, Unitarian Universalist Church, First Presbyterian Church of Sheffield, Galilee First Presbyterian Church of Sheffield, First United Methodist Church, and WZZA radio station. Race Amity Day was founded in 1920. This is the 106th year of its existence and the 7th year that it has been observed in the Shoals area. The proclamation itself from the governing body of the city of Sheffield, Alabama, whereas the Great Seal of the United States of America bears the inscription E pluribus unum, which translates from Latin as out of many, one. And whereas the greatest asset of the city of Sheffield, Alabama is its people, and whereas the city of Sheffield, Alabama is comprised of multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multiracial citizens, and whereas friendship, collegiality, civility, respect, and kindness are commonly shared ideals of the collective citizenry of the state of Alabama. And whereas the Towards E Pluribus Unum initiative has invited communities across the United States of America to join in introspection and reflection on the beauty and richness of the diverse peoples of this great nation, while reaching out with a spirit of amity toward one another annually on the second Sunday in June, designated as Race Amity Day. Now, therefore, I, Brian Van Devender, Mayor of the City of Sheffield, Alabama, hereby declare Sunday, June 11th, 2026, to be celebrated as Race Amity Day. and urge all citizens of the city of Sheffield to take cognizance of this event and participate fittingly in its observance. Do we have anybody here today?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
So we need a motion that the rules be suspended for unanimous consent.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same.
Nay.
Everybody has to agree to suspend the rules or the rest of the.
This is to suspend the rules.
Okay. Then I'll say no. I mean, sorry.
Are we good?
Good.
All right, we have ordinance 2026-0504, an amendment to the Sheffield zoning ordinance, section 118-330, list of permitted uses, to add tattoo parlors in B3 zone by special use permit only. Be it ordained by the city council of the city of Sheffield, Alabama, that section 118-330, list of permitted uses of the Sheffield Municipal Code, be amended as follows. Add tattoo parlors by special use permit in B3 downtown business district. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same.
Nay.
Motion carries. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that Roy Tucker be and is hereby employed in the street department as a laborer. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Whereas the City of Sheffield, the city, has previously approved a yearly supplemental appropriation to the Colorado Animal Services CAS in the amount of $7,800. And whereas supplemental appropriation was previously designated for the specific purpose of assisting CAS in the repayment of a loan obligation owed to the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA. And whereas CAS has represented to the city that the USDA loan has been fully satisfied and is no longer outstanding. And whereas CAS has requested that the city continue the yearly supplemental appropriation in the same amount, but without restriction or earmark as to its use. And whereas the city finds that it is in the best interest of the citizens of Colbert County to continue providing financial support to CAS and to remove the prior restriction on the use of such funds. Now therefore be it resolved by the city of Sheffield as follows. The prior designation and restriction requiring that the annual supplement appropriation to Colbert Animal Services in the amount of $7,800 be used for repayment of a USDA loan is hereby removed. Beginning with the current fiscal year and continuing thereafter, unless modified by further action of the city, such supplemental appropriation shall be paid to cover animal services without restriction as to its use to be applied for lawful operational purposes of CAS. All prior resolutions or portions thereof in conflict with this resolution are hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict. This resolution shall become effective immediately upon its adoption. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $258.83 be and are hereby approved for reimbursement to Ian Wallander for mileage to Alabama EMA training in Clinton, Alabama. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses for the following be and are hereby approved. Herschel Schultz for Class A CDL permit in the amount of $67. Jalen Polk for a Class A CDL permit in the amount of $67. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $600 be and are hereby approved for the purchase of a used tailgate mounted sand spreader with an auger for the street department. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $361.38 be and are hereby approved for the reimbursement to Constance Finch for mileage to the Alabama League of Municipalities Annual Convention. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $1,512.60 be and are hereby approved to Simpson's Collision Repair for repair of Stephanie Bride's car from damage of a rock thrown by the street department lawnmower. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the Hey,
Haven't been ready.
right. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that the expense of $500 be remitted to the Sheffield High School football team for their lift-a-thon. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield that expenses in the amount of $2,995 a year for the purchase of Tango software for mobile application for the Sheffield Fire Department on a 3-year contract. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. All opposed, same. And be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Sheffield, giving approval for the mayor, Brian Van Evender, to enter or send out a bid package for the 10 corridor cleanup using the beast rig for Sheffield 365. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll say, go, go ahead.
Go.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. And be it resolved by the City Council, we need to wait on that. For that. Yeah, so now we'll open up, we have a public comment period. Anybody have anything they wants? What's that?
I do.
Come on. Tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Sonia McNabb. I'm a lifelong resident of Sheffield. I don't have any, thing with my area that I need to talk about, but I am being harassed by one of your council people. I've been harassed twice. I've had witnesses. I've offered to, I even approached her one day to speak with her. She got loud and obnoxious, pointed her finger at me, kept walking down the hall, said she was a councilwoman. I can't go into all the details because it'll take me forever. But the first time this happened, she told me she needed to get me a job. And for her information, I'm retired. And I'm a widow, raising grandkids, great grandkids. Pleasant. And I talked with you, Mr. Mayor, about it, and you told me you would investigate it. You would call the rec center department head, and then you told me you would hope that I would be okay with the outcome. That's why I called yesterday, because I never heard back from you. And I don't mean that disrespectful, but I do. And I'm not a troublemaker. And the place that I was at was the Michael Center. That's for the citizens of Sheffield. I don't go down there and bother the girl that works there. I don't interfere with her job. I go on the way to get my great grandbaby from school. I am a volunteer in Sheffield. I volunteer at the school. And I do go help volunteer some at the Michael Center to help table some things up, because it's part of my healing from losing my husband. And I'm not using that for a crutch. I just do those things to keep me busy. But Miss Finch, I'm addressing you. When you were running for election, you thought my district I was in your district. And you were so kind to me because you wanted my vote. But after that, after you knew I was District 5, you have harassed me 2 times and so obnoxious, loud, and disrespectful, and I have witnesses. I was taught by my mother, which is gone now, to never be disrespectful. And I'm not going to say I've never been disrespectful. I probably have. But she always taught me to be kind. You were so ugly to me, both times, especially the last time. And I'm going to fair warn you right now, Miss Finch. If it happens again, I will come to this police department. I bother nobody. I have a nerve condition since my husband committed suicide. I stay to myself. I don't even like being in this crowd. It makes me so nervous. But I'm going to tell you, Miss Finch, and not being disrespectful. I'm 65 years old, but I will come make a report with this police department if you ever do me like that again, because you should have said, yes, ma'am. I would love to have a conversation with you. I tried to talk with you and you would not. And I'm going to say this and then I'll be done, Mr. Mayor. My brother is a councilman, but I'm going to tell you that council behind your name don't mean nothing. You are not the president. You are a human being like I am, and I deserve to be treated with respect, but you didn't treat me with nothing, but it was horrible. Then I put a post on Facebook, a very kind post. Then I started getting messages of how you treated some of those people. And I promised I would never call their names. And when I promise something, I keep my promise. But I'm gonna tell you, Miss Finch, you're a disgrace to the city I love. I still live in the same neighborhood that I grew up in. You need anger management. And I'm sorry that it's come to this, but I'm tired of being harassed. And if I want to go to that Michael Center and volunteer or take my friend to drink because she can't leave on my way to the school, that's a public place. And I will go there. And I do not want you harassing me ever again. And I want that on record because I will put a police report file on you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you. In that matter, so you'll know, Ms. McNabb, it was investigated, and I did speak with, our new rec department director. And it didn't rise to the level of criminality, so that becomes a personal issue.
Thank you.
My name is Betty McCutcheon. I'm on the beautification and tree board. And I will be as quick as possible. I have a terrible illness, but I'm not terminal. I am very fortunate to have a wonderful medical team and people who are there when I need them. Most of it is North Alabama Bone and Joint Clinic. I have volunteered for many years at this department, police department and all that. And I am here to beg and plead that the city get electricity at the Sheffield sign coming across the bridge for Florence. We have tried for years to get electricity at the Sheffield sign. I have bought Christmas lights and all that. Other people have. I think a lot of the supplies, lights, and all that have been stored somewhere. Some belong to the police department. I want to know where those lights are so that we can get them. And I want that electricity to be fixed because we have a lot of supplies. I had purchased lights and things on my own. I don't know why the city cannot get the lights fixed. We have traffic coming across the bridge. The brick wall with street lights during the holidays. Danny Hobetter takes care of that. He is very good about that. We've had tour homes in Sheffield. That Sheffield sign is right there near the service station. And it's close to the highway. We have pleaded to get lights there and electricity there so we can make, and we have tour homes coming up. Why can't we get electricity there for the lights, for the decorations? We have, it's right there on the highway coming in. It's ideal to have things there. And we have a lot of stuff in storage. I want to know where it is. I'm on the tree board. We have stored things. I don't know, but I'd like to know where those things are so we can use them here. All right?
We'll do our best to locate your lights.
Now, I'm hard to do it.
We'll do our best to locate your lights. Okay.
But we try to get some electricity in there so we can decorate the city. And I will say that the mowing has been much better. The city is mowing in that area.
Oh,
I
those
have
guys are doing a
struggled
great
with a
job.
lot of work in the past to get, and it looks better there. It looks better.
Thank you.
And I complained about the trash coming across the bridge. I know that
the state highway department, that's on their,
We're gonna clean it up.
anyway, but make the city of Sheffield look a lot better,
Agreed.
but not a lot of work. And I'm trying to do things. I've been a master gardener since 2006. I'm very talented doing landscaping and all that. I'm willing to work and advise other people. And I want to stay on the beautification and tree board, which makes a progress.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms.
If you
McCutcheon.
have any questions that,
I sure will. Thank
thank
you. Mr.
but I
McCutcheon.
just,
Yes.
it doesn't
Great.
take a lot of
Agreed.
work. Get, you know, to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've hit a few potholes too, but we.
You say that for next council meeting.
Thank you, Ms. McCutcheon.
Good evening. I'm Kelsey Mobley, and I'm part of the Wealth Faith Ministries and Men Do Matter. I have my partner with me in ministry, Bernard Jackson, and we are excited about some of the things that's going on in District 4. One of the things that I had talked about a month ago was our summer reading program. It's a month away now. Where we will be having a reading program for all kids of the city of Sheffield at the Michael Center from 10 to 2. Ms. Finch has actually gotten UNA interns involved, and we're going to have a robotics part of this program also. So it's going to be from 10 to 2. Breakfast will be served, lunch will be served also to all of the kids. And so we're looking forward to that. That starts on June the 9th at the Michael Center from 10:30, from 10 o'clock to 12:30, and then 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock for the robotics part. So, and then I'd like to introduce Pastor Michael Jackson also. He was singing. We got another project going on in District 4. Maybe I think you may have seen yesterday.
I did.
Of some of the cleanup that's going on.
Yes.
Tell me the address. 1006 East 17th Street. We just found the vision God gave us, and want to thank Sheffield for working with us. You know, Mr. Mothershed, Mr. Gunn. You know, Sheffield, Miss Finch. Y'all been perfect. You know, to work. Being in other cities, being from Tuscany, being about Florence, but I thank God for Sheffield doing a great job.
Thank you. And
What is the actual location? Is that a home or?
yeah,
It is a home.
It's a home.
What we're doing, we're gonna renovate it, and it's gonna be a safe place for kids. So what we're gonna have somebody there during the day if they need something to eat, need to use the bathroom. We know the micro center is there, but after the micro center closes, we still gonna be there for the kids.
So you'll have different hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
and yesterday I stopped by and admittedly didn't nobody put me to work too much. But Chief Mothershed's church,
Yes, Parkview.
Parkview,
Yes.
and Affordable Food Service, and a bunch of guys with a bunch of machines out there. Boy, they got after it and got it cleaned up and made a huge impact on that property. And it's exciting to see everybody come together like that on y'all's behalf. So
Again, we also have a great meeting. Our police captain today, Men Do Matter, and with the board of directors, with the board of directors, of all the vision of what we want to do in the city, in District 4. So we are very excited about the things that's going on over there. Again, we thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for what you're doing. And our new park and rec director they got busy and got the old changing rooms cleaned up at the Michael Center.
Oh, wow.
That was not me. That was Rodney and the maintenance guy.
Yeah.
That's right. They did that. Appreciate them for doing that.
Thank you so much, Rodney, and your crew. Thank you so much.
So they're now musical. Wow.
But I'm speaking to the song.
Yeah.
They're clean.
I'm happy.
They're ready to be renovated.
Started.
They're ready to be renovated.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Thank you. Anybody else?
Is this to the public?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, I would like. Hello, friends and neighbors. I'm Michael Wright. I've been a resident back here in Sheffield since 2019. And it's my pleasure to serve the city both on our planning commission and I serve as chairperson of our historic Sheffield commission. I actually left because what I came here to potentially participate in was that motion carried, which was the ordinance change that our planning commission had suggested. And I thank you guys. But I came back because it's sort of the second time I've witnessed something. So I wanted to share some feedback with you, and particularly to you, Mr. Mayor, perhaps make a suggestion. I think it's an opportunity for us to improve the way we're doing something here in the city. We have a number of boards and commissions that operate here. Again, I just mentioned two that I'm a part of. But now for the second time, I've witnessed one of our committees or boards, citizens who've put together a suggestion for the city council, and then we've come to chambers as I did tonight. And what I heard, and by no way am I faulting you, but what you said was, I don't feel like I know enough about this to cast a vote. And I've seen that before. And in fact, last time, again, it was in your neck of the woods as well, when the historic commission was suggesting the designation of the historic district for the village. And so for the second time, I've seen, for example, the planning commission, we spent a good deal of time on this subject. We became pretty acquainted with it. We met with the potential owners of the new business. And instead of suggesting a spot zoning, we suggested an ordinance change, which would allow us the opportunity to, the ordinance change, which would lead to special use permits, which would then essentially allow us to decide on a case-by-case basis whether or not a particular business was appropriate for this central core. Because tattoo parlors are, in this case, for example, allowed in B1 and B2 already just by right. And we said we don't want to do by right on the main drag of Montgomery, but we certainly want it to be possible. But let's decide on a case-by-case basis. So we suggested this ordinance change. Yet you guys, as the council, came into the room fairly blind and said, I just don't think I know enough about it. And so I think that presents an opportunity. That's why I came back, was just to say, sort of pose the question, but I'll also make a suggestion with the question, right? How can we avoid that? Because like I said, this is the second time something I've been involved in got hit right in the room by council people going, what are we talking about? So I don't know what the right vehicle is. Like I said, I would say at a minimum, my suggestion would be that the council asks of any of these commissions, when they bring a recommendation to the board, don't let it just show up on the agenda, right? Let's put it there, and somebody from that committee needs to be here, and not just be here, but be prepared to give a presentation to you guys at a minimum in the room at the time to say, here's the recommendation we've made, here's the research we did, here's the reasons we made the recommendation. Like I said, because this is actually a really thoughtful thing. We spent a great deal of time on it. And it did pass unanimously. And your fellow council person whose district this most recommends is on board and voted in favor. So why did he, right? So to that end, like I said, I just wanted to share that as feedback, like I said, and make it as a suggestion that it ought to just be a matter of policy that if we're going to have these boards made up of citizens who should be representing what the community, would want, and they're gonna make recommendations to you. Well, you ought not come in the room and feel blind as to what that recommendation is. There's actually been a lot of thought and effort put into it, right? So again, at least for the two boards I serve on and the one that I'm the chairperson of, we'll sign up for that. I'm never afraid to step up and talk. So you can at least count on the Historic Sheffield Commission to come and make its case anytime. But I just think that should be policy. So, I wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Mike.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to talk about this, particular things with planning commission, I'll be here after and I'll be glad. I can fill you in on what we know. Why we decided what we decided.
Thanks, Mike. That's a great idea.
Somebody like somebody here can blind you. We know, it doesn't, yeah, you said it is, something.
Fantastic. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
I got another.
Hey.
My name is Carrie Evans. I'm also another citizen of Sheffield, born and raised here. I was at home in the middle of getting dinner ready for my boys and doing a church member's hair. And I was bothered by a comment. Not sure who the lady was, but the way she spoke about Miss Finch was very uncomfortable. And the fact that she was able to stand up for freely and speak like that and giving out warnings was very uncomfortable. She has done a lot in the time that she's been here for that Micah Center that I've seen over the years since I was a child. Trying to get that center fixed up and get things done, trying to get people in our community involved, because it's very hard to do that in this small city. It's big. A lot of people complain about what's not available in our city resources wise, and you all are working to do that and provide that. So for one negative comment to ever shadow that bothered me. Before she even was running, she was volunteering, and we do bouncy houses on the weekends. And I was putting up a bouncy house or getting ready to set up, and we had a long hour conversation about what she envisioned for this city, and she has done everything that she said she would do and more. I don't feel like she's a disrespectful person. I hadn't ran to her as being disrespectful. She's very vocal. But she's correct when she's speaking. If you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't be vocal. And she knows what she's talking about. She presents it in a way that may come off as offensive, but it depends on if it's for you or not. So if it's not something that you agree with, then you can very well get offended by it. But the things that she's doing at that Micah Center, the things that she's working on, the odds and ends, the things that she's doing behind the scenes, that's not of her duty, and I'm sure she's not getting paid for, is very appreciated by a lot of us in there. I have two little boys, and I remember going down there just about every day and being able to go down there every day, all day. So for that to be able to be another goal for our city is major for kids in our community. Because there's not a lot for them to do outside of school and sports. Right. If you're not doing sports, then what are these kids are doing? So I'm personally, whatever I feel like my kids are interested in, I'm gonna hands-on do it. And then if I see other kids want to do it, I'm gonna introduce it to them myself. So for that center to be worked on in the manner that it's working on, whether it's being one person or 20 people, is helping a lot of us that's not able to do it themselves. You got elderly coming out on weekends, line dancing. I'm a nurse practitioner. I got people that won't get up out the bed to come to doctor's appointments. So for them to get up and go to those line dancing classes, to go play bingo is major, because some of those people I've known stayed in those houses for years and I hadn't seen them hit the porch one time. So to see them and their microphone on those pictures, and I'm like, oh, that's such and such live in this house. That's major for us in our community. We're small. But the things that we can do in the city to have someone to stand up and do that and speak for us and for you all to back her, that's major. So I'm not sure what happened with the situation with the lady, but no, I didn't think that bothered me. That bothered me major because she's doing a lot of positive things and she's asking us, what would you like in this community? So if she's standing up against something that's not supposed to be right, I mean, that's her job. That's what she's supposed to do versus turning the other cheek or closing her eyes to situations that needs to be addressed. That's all.
What was your name again?
Carrie.
Carrie. Thank you. Thanks, Carrie. Thank you. Thank you.
And they are doing a great job with the young men. We'll be down there Thursday to help them.
Anybody else? All right.
Can I bring up my team?
Yes.
Okay. Lisa, you may help me with this. So Rivermont Park, as far as Do we still outsource lawn care for what the rec used to cut as far as maintaining? Is that only in certain places? Is that outsourced in general? Sir?
That's.
Thomas, have you been here long enough to answer that? Trying to
I heard Thomas.
Wait on you.
welcome.
So here's what I know about that. The gentleman that did it before passed away. And me and Rodney actually had a conversation about it this morning. We are looking at other avenues to go with that to better maintain those parks. Yes. Hopefully by next council meeting, I'll have an update on it.
Awesome.
And to add to that,
Yes.
some things that have kind of begun in a process that you guys may or may not be aware of. Our building officials have taken it upon themselves to they're previewing every corner of the city and identifying areas. For example, send an email to our school system about some of their properties and upkeep of and maintenance of fence lines and things like that. And the plan is they're going to do that for every department. So you guys watch out. And 'cause everybody's getting it, utilities too. And
I'm pretty sure they come out of the Rig Center the other day.
and so that's something that they're going to be citywide, because the idea is we're trying to raise the standard of what we're doing with Sheffield 365. And the idea is if we're going to do that, then we're going to expect everybody else to do that. We need to do it ourselves. And if we're going to expect a standard to be raised, then we need to set it. And that's where that's headed. So things like the pictures that you sent me, that I'm sorry, I didn't see it. So I don't walk in. It was, yeah, those items are going to be addressed in that. So, because we're kind of calling it out, and all the department heads are kind of everybody's getting called out, almost individually, but collectively. And so we hold ourselves accountable and and raise the bar. And that's and Tom's on it.
Thank you.
Said I need to have an extra lot more. I'll do it. I'll work on it. That's fine.
But that's something that last week that they kicked out and kind of begun that whole process.
Okay.
Calling out all the inequities in our yard maintenance.
So would that also apply to the Rivermont subdivision sign, or is that, I mean, that's separate, right? Is that something, Arthur, that we take care of it? Do you know what I'm talking about? If I say the Rivermont, well, it's just on the other side of the bridge. It's like there's overgrowth, so you can't see the sign.
Now, I will say this though, when once we do the 10 main corridors.
Okay.
With our inmate cleanup crews, and when we start on the street by street, we're going to be edging every sidewalk, every curb, every corner, and cleaning up. And we'll clean up things like that because, again, the idea is that we're going to set the standard. And a year from now, things like that are not the responsibility of the city per se, which gives us the ability at that point to say, look, we've set the standard. We're not asking you to do anything that we haven't done ourselves, and this is what we expect. So.
Well, we have trees and bushes that are growing, and it's kind of like a drop off kind of sort of there. So I know Maricel gave me a
Yeah,
call
it's a
about
drop
that.
off.
So I think
It doesn't seem safe.
had done that for us previously. He lived in our subdivision. I don't know, maybe that might be something we could give him a call. But no, I'm gonna give him a call. See if I can get him back.
Because there's a lot of things over the next year that the city is going to be doing and cleaning up that we're not necessarily responsible for, but we're gonna do to, again, set that standard, so.
Thank you for the clarification.
No, I don't have anything.
And you got.
But I want to say, Crystal and Leslie, I appreciate y'all being here tonight. Excited for you guys to come downtown, so.
When are you opening? When's the grand opening?
Hopefully, like beginning of July, so we gotta get in and change some things and stuff, so we're hoping the beginning of July will be our opening.
Okay.
And to Michael's point earlier, in talking to y'all, especially at that meeting, the things that y'all do in the community, in Tuscumbia, we can't wait for y'all to be here. So I'm excited. Yeah, very excited.
And next Saturday, May 9th, Sheffield's first annual.
Yes, this Saturday. Drop the ball on that.
Yeah, Sheffield Porch Fest.
Yes.
Will take place, primarily on Montgomery Avenue, from this point north to the standpipe. And there are, a few of the restaurants and locations downtown that will also have events. You can go to SheffieldPorchFest.com for our viewers, SheffieldPorchFest.com, and get a full itinerary and schedule of events for that day. It'll be from 3 o'clock till about 8 o'clock Saturday evening. He'll be there.
Really excited about that.
Yeah. And so with that, anybody else?
Sorry, can I go one more time?
Yeah.
Of course. I'm sorry, it's just because you started talking about 365 project, so
Yes.
it's a question.
Yes.
So, former administration really didn't want to maintain all the alleys throughout Sheffield and wanted to give them to homeowners. For example, the alley behind my home, which
Yeah.
is the only access to my driveway,
Yeah.
is full of potholes.
Yeah.
Is not maintained by the city, but it's not owned by any of the 8 lots that have that if you want to give it to the homeowners,
Yeah.
there's 8 lots and only 4 homes, so 4 vacant lots, right, that border up to that alley. It's not going to be maintained by, it's the city's responsibility. So
Yeah.
when we're talking about 365, there's a lot of alleys behind a lot of homes, and they're really widely kept. Some good, some bad. The good ones are kept by the homeowners, right? That are
Right.
there. Like I said, mine is it's a mess, and I have to drive my car through it on the
Yeah.
daily. So I would respectfully, as a citizen, say those alleys belong to the city. You got to find a way to take care of them. Or if you're going to deed them off, you can't deed an alley behind my house to 8 different people. That doesn't make any sense. Like, then nobody's going to maintain, right? So, and like I said, it is the only way I can get to my driveway or my garage.
I have found to that end. So I have found the perfect tool.
A paving company.
No. Actually, outright. I'll start that ball rolling down the hill. But I found the perfect piece of equipment to maintain those gravel alleyways and driveway we have downtown. And the idea is ultimately to, especially downtown, is we're going to want pedestrian access on those where they aren't right now. But so that's something. Yeah, that's.
My alley's
It's a piece of equipment. Not as costly as the beast rig, but it
my
is.
alley's terrific. My car paint is gone from all the overgrowth.
Yeah. And I'm living temporarily in an apartment down the street from you on Park Boulevard.
Right.
And it has an alley that's just in the same condition. Yeah. And it's actually the only access that I have to get to my place. But yeah, I understand. That's when we come through on that, we're on the district level on that. That's those we're gonna, again, that's the standard we gotta set, right? So if we're gonna set it, we're gonna set it. And then going forward on the continued maintenance of that line to, we'll have to make sure that's included in our maintenance schedules. Anybody else? Mr. Jackson, you want to step up again? We're good. And, all right, thank you all. Let's, have a motion to adjourn.
We're going to executive session. So we have to look. We still got to work, guys.
So, yeah, we're going into executive session. We come back up. Be resolved by the city council of the city of Sheffield. Council does hereby enter an executive session to discuss the name and character.
So moved. So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same.
It needs to. Check. We might need to. And you may have still. That's all. You know, I almost.
Yeah, I wrote it all in. That's part one on it.
So you staying?